Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. It is one of my favorite days of the week. It is Tuesday, so we do this thing called Tip Tuesday every Tuesday. If you don't know me, my name is Nikidra Brown, the nurse practitioner who teaches and trains you ways to get and stay healthy. So on Tuesdays at about 1:35, I do this thing called Tip Tuesday where we come live and we just talk about ways to help motivate you to your next level of health. So if you are watching this live, make sure you say hello so I'll know who is actually in my comments. And if you happen to watch this on replay, you know I love to see that hashtag replay so I can see who is meeting and greeting with me in the comments. All right, so November is Diabetes Awareness Month. So November's Diabetes Awareness Month. There's so much to talk about as it relates to diabetes. We could actually talk all month long about it. So in true fashion, I am going to post on Facebook and Instagram one diabetic tip every day all throughout the month. We had Thanksgiving this month. We just came off Halloween, which is one of the biggest sweets and sugary days of the year. So let's talk about diabetes and all the ways it affects your body. So if you miss a day, you can just scroll and look back and see all those things as it relates to diabetes. So you can make sure that you educate not only yourself, but the people around you. And so we've talked, it's already the 4th of the month, so we've talked about what diabetes is, the type of diabetes, type 1 and type 2. And today I wanted to just spend a little bit of time while I was here live, just a little bit of time to talk about salads, because I know y'all love to eat salads. And my patients tell me all the time they are eating better. And when I say, what are you doing better by way of eating, they are eating salads. So let's deep dive and talk about what exactly eating healthy and eating a salad actually means. So if you're watching this in the comments, I want you to put, what are some things that you like to include in your salads? What are some things that you like to put on your salad that you can't imagine yourself having a salad without? Because many people are giving themselves even more calories with a salad than they would if they just sat down and ate something that they really didn't want to eat. So let's talk about it really, really quickly. Also, it is election day, so it is municipal election day in most places. So if you haven't already, you should go ahead and cast your votes. It is November the 4th, so the first Tuesday of November is election day, so do that if you haven't already. All right, so back to our topic of the day, salads. So most of the time you want a base for your salad. So you can put a base. Most of the time it is cheaper to use iceberg lettuce. However, iceberg lettuce is just plain water and greenery, right? You don't get any additional nutritional value from your iceberg lettuce. So if you are at a restaurant or even if you are getting a base of your own, you really want to include some dark leafy greens in your base for your salad. You could add spinach as an easy add. You can add this to your iceberg lettuce, right? Spinach, kale, arugula, romaine, any of those are your darker leaf vegetables and greens that you want to add to your base because they have vitamins, they have minerals, and most of all, they have fiber. So those mixed greens give you some variety and color. You can mix them in with your iceberg. That's absolutely okay. But just letting you know that iceberg lettuce in and of itself is not giving you a whole lot of nutritional value, and you're going to find yourself hungry in not a long time, right? And have you seen the price of an iceberg lettuce lately? Who knew? All right. So then on top of that, you want to give yourself some colorful vegetables. So I like to tell people when you get a salad, it should be full of color. So what things of color do you like to add to your salad? You need to have things that are red, like tomatoes, like peppers, other greens, like cucumbers, carrots or orange. You can add beets. What are some other colorful vegetables that you like to add to your salad? Put that in the comments because you want a base that has some greens and some minerals and vitamins in it. And then you want to make sure you add colorful vegetables. And those vegetables need to be as close to their natural state as possible. Colorful vegetables, peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, carrots, beets. What other vegetables you want to add to your list of salad additions? Put those in the comments. Some people put fruit in their salad, all right? So we know that fruit gives us some natural sugars. The best fruit to add to your salad is what? What do you think the best fruit to add to your salad is? It also is the fruit that has the lowest glycemic index. So what are the better fruits to add to your salads? If you go out and you eat salads at restaurants, they typically have those things in them. Berries, so your blueberries, your strawberries, those are going to be better to add in your salad because they're going to give you a lower glycemic index. Next will be some citrus fruits, so oranges are also okay, but you want to stay away from the high glycemic fruits because they're going to take your salad on a turn, okay? So let's talk about after we get our base, after we get our vegetables, what about proteins? What kind of proteins do y'all like? Proteins is going to be what helps to stabilize your blood sugar. It's going to be what keeps you from getting hungry quite so fast. It's going to give you that feeling of fullness, right? So you can do that with chicken, with fish, tofu if you don't eat meat, beans, hard-boiled eggs is a good addition for fiber, right? But you want to make sure that protein that you add is in a good state. So you really don't want to add fried chicken, right, to your salad because we're talking about what you should add and what you shouldn't. The fried food is going to have that saturated fat. So you really want to add lean proteins, chicken breasts, right? Salmon, fish, tofu if you don't eat meat. Boiled eggs is a good one. Beans is a good one. But stay away from salads that add things that you already shouldn't be eating, like fried additives, because that's going to contradict why you're eating it. Healthy fat, so avocado is a good add. Seeds, so pumpkin seeds, any of your seeds that you could add are also a good addition. Quinoa, brown rice, so sometimes Kava is one of the places that is pretty popular. They have this place called Happy and Hale here, and I love it. So that's a good addition as well to your grains. Is a good addition to your bowl. So think about what vegetables you can add, what healthy fats, what grains, and then what dressings. So the dressings have it, right? So I see a bunch of salads with a bunch of ranch on top. That probably is not the better. The lighter your dressing, the better it is. So you want dressings that you can see through. Olive oil is the better. Olive oil and vinegar, lemon juice, add you some herbs to it. Light vinaigrettes, homemade dressings actually control what you put in it. But the thicker the dressing is, the worse it is for you. So you want to stay away from heavy dressings like ranch, like Caesar, like creamy anything. Those are going to be the things that can add about 300 calories to your salad that you thought was so good for you, right? They also have saturated fat. So we just talked about you shouldn't add any fried foods to the salad, but you also want to look at that saturated fat that can be in your dressings. So heavy dressings, that ranch, those Caesars, those creamy whatever, they can add excess calories, so you want to stay away from those. Fried toppings, so you can see these crispy chicken we talked about, like fried wontons and croutons, anything like that, they're going to add empty calories and fat. So you want to stay away from those. Also processed meat. So a lot of places will have like bacon bits and processed deli meats even. They're going to have a bunch of sodium and preservatives. So you really want to stay away from processed meats on your salad and hang more with the protein that gives you the better bang for your buck. Excessive cheese. So people love to put cheese on their salad. If you are just tuning in, it is Tip Tuesday. We are talking about it being Diabetes Awareness Month, and we're talking about what people like to put on their salad. So if you are watching this live and you are just tuning in, let's hear what you want to put on your salad, because every salad ain't good salad. And a lot of patients think they are doing themselves a justice by switching their diet and eating more salad, but they are actually doing an injustice because they are putting lots of things on their salad that is giving them more calories than if they would just eat whatever it is they're trying to stay away from. So the things you should remove would be fried toppings, processed meats, excessive cheese. A little cheese is okay, but not a whole lot. A sprinkle is fine, but not a whole lot. You want that aged cheese if you like it, that's better. Candied nuts. So while nuts are good, walnuts, pecans that give you those good fats, you want to stay away from candied, like candied walnuts, candied pecans. They're giving you excess sugar. Dried fruits, so raisins, cranberry, those dried fruits. I know y'all like them because I like a cranberry that is dried as well. But it's giving you extra sugar, right? So they're often sweetened with added sugar unless you get the ones that just have the actual fruits and that's it. No added sugar. Then you should stay away from those. And we've already talked about the iceberg lettuce, how you really want to add some greens to your salad as opposed to just iceberg lettuce. So think about your diet and your salads as you start to eat them. You want about 2 to 3 cups of leafy vegetables or greens. A lot of times I will tell them to add extra spinach or add extra base of greens because that is the base. I'd rather have more of that and less of the other things. So 2+ cups of your greens. You need 2 to 3 colorful vegetables. So add the vegetables, as many vegetables as you can. Protein, healthy fats, your light dressing. Remember, you want light dressing, not creamy dressings. And you want to make sure that you get you some healthy fat in your diet. All right, y'all good? All right, so I'll be posting, this is super quick today, I'll be posting diabetic education tips on my page. So stay tuned and look for those tips all month long. If you have questions about things that relates to diabetes, send me a comment or send me a message and we can talk about them during this month. There are many people who are pre-diabetic, diabetic, and all those things. And so we want to talk about and tell people how they can live better and healthier lives. And so welcome. Way to grab your Tip Tuesday seat. So we aren't going to stay on here long today, but just make sure you evaluate what it is you are eating in your salad. I know y'all think y'all are doing good and you're doing yourself a justice by having a salad, but that justice may actually be an injustice because some of the things that you are adding, you may as well just eat whatever it is you're trying to stay away from. Y'all got it? All right. Have an amazing rest of your day. Looking forward to seeing y'all all month engaging with the posts about diabetes, talking about your experience and the people that you know. Let's do our community well by making sure that we get people educated about what we can do to change statistics about diabetes. Have an amazing rest of your day.